Alwars. Alwars, the word literally means one who knows the depth of the creed and by deep delving brought out the treasure hidden in the bowels of the earth. Depth of the creed and by deep meditation have delved the treasure and brought out the treasure hidden in the bowels of the earth. They were 12 in number and they might have lived between 9th century or to 12th century BC. The works were composed by Natha Muni and their works were known as Nala Nalayi Radi Via Parathan. Nalayira Nalayiradviya Parathan. Okay. Poigai Alwar. Poigai Alwar came first into the picture of Alwars. He was the eldest of the Alwars, born in Kanchipuram, found on a full blossom lotus tinged with a golden hue. And the date was Shravana Nakshatra of Suddhashtami of IPC Masa in the Siddhartha year at the end of the Dwapara Yuga. Due to his birth in Poigai, pond, he was called Poigai Alwar in Tamil and Kasar Yogi or Sarovara Munindra in Sanskrit. Sarovara Munindra. Nothing is known about his parents nor why they left the baby on the lotus in the midst of a pond. And in Tamil Prabandha, he was called Ayonija. He mastered Vedic lore, including the existing treatises of his day, in no time and strove to translate them into easy Tamil for easy accessibility and ready comprehension. For it was decreed in these days that non-Brahmins were forbidden to approach and touch them even. Bhuthanatha Alwar. Tamil Prabandhas related his biography, fixing the place of his birth first to ancient Tirukkadal Malai, the present name of which is Mahabalipuram. Bhuthanatha Alwar is from Mahabalipuram. He was found in a licorice flower, Guriginja flower, in a thick bush. And the adopted parents fixed the time of his birth, as in the case of Poigai, the exact minute of his coming into the sight of his parents. It was Dhanishta Nakshatra in the month of Aipisa on the Suddhanami of Siddhartha year, towards the end of Dwapara Yuga. He was born one day after Poigai and so younger. The name Bhudanatha signifies soul, and he owned a comprehensive insight into the highest God, Vishnu, and learnt all about his tattva along with the nature of soul. So he was called Bhudanatha Alwar. Peyyalwar, the Vishnu Bhakta, too was found like his predecessors in a pond of a red lotus. The parents found this divine child in a pond in Mylapore, Peyyalwar, Mylapore in present Chennai. They called him Manikaivaran. On Suddha Dashami of Vaipasamasa on the Siddhartha year at the end of Dwapara Yuga, a ruling star was Satabhishakam. He was variously called Mahadahavaya and Mailapa Puradhipati. Immersed in singing, always to the total oblivion of his surroundings and moving about the scanty outfit like a lunatic, the Alwar was appropriately named Peyyalwar. Tirumalisai Alwar, the fourth Alwar, created such a fantastically awesome and incredibly mystic history that devotional literature embodies no such either in the past or most likely in the future. Found in a bamboo bush, Tirumalisai Alwar, left by a sage and his wife due not to letting out the first crying sound in a forest near Mahisharapuram, the present Tirumalisai town. Hearing the baby's cry, a basket maker Tiruvalan brought him and gave to his barren wife called Padmavalli. There was indeed Lord Mahavishnu Sudarshana as his incarnation. He authored Nanmugan Prabandha, which is an immortal work and is occupying a comfortable place in the Bhakti literature. Kulashekara Alwar belongs to Kerala, prince, born on Friday, the Shukla Paksha Dwadasi of Masi month in the Parabhya. He was the benevolent ruler, and his immortal work is the Mukundamala and Perumal Tirumoli in the Bhakti literature. Tondarappodi Alwar. He is also known as Vipranarayana. Tondarappodi Alwar is also known as Vipranarayana and was born in a village called Tirumannargudi. He dedicated whole Ranganatha, physically he was dedicated, mentally, physically, soulfully, ever since the awakening of religious instinct in him. His masterpieces are Tirumalai and Tirupali Iluchi, inspired by the boundless compassion of Ranganatha, Thondarapodi Alvar. And his Pasuram, I remember one. Pachama Malai Pol Meheni Kavalavai Changan Pavalavai. So that is a very nice song. Pachama Malapai Mani, Pachama Malapol Meni. Tirumangai Alvar, Tirupani Alvar, Tirupani Alvar. Panchama by birth, but was devotedly venerated by the high caste temple priest called Lokasaranga Muni, who carries him on his shoulders to the Sannidhi on realization of the high evolution. He was born in Urayur, under the Rohini Nakshatram. Devotee of Ranganatha, with an exemplary zeal, also known as Yogi Vahana, for the fact that he was carried by the priest. Tirumangai Alvar, Kurayalur or Tirunagari near Shivali is the birthplace of Parakalan or Tirumangai Alvar. He is an incarnation of Saranga or the sacred bow of the Lord. Tirumangai Alvar is an incarnation of Saranga. His beloved wife was Kumudavalli. He engaged himself in obstructing the passers-by and used to secure all their wealth. Once when Lord Ranganatha appeared before him in disguise, they did the same act by stopping to pilfer his wealth and jewels. God, pleased by his act, showed himself to him and taught him Ashtakshara mantra. He sang Periya Tirumozhi, Tirunkuru Tandakam, Tirunendum Tandakam, Tiruyeli Kuttirukai. Of these, the Periya Tirumozhi is the longest place of the Tirumozhi Prabandha. Just as 6 Sangas written to the Vedas, so also these 6 pieces are the 6 Sangas to the Tiruvanmozhi of Nammalvar. Parankusha Muni or Nammalvar. Nammalvar or Parankusha Muni. Narayana, seeing the world is fully corrupted and afflicted by Tamoguna, ordered the Senanayak to take birth in the Bhulokam as Nammalvar. Nammalvar was born in the village of Kurukapuri in the Tirunelveli district. The Kurukapuri is now called Alwar Tirunagari. He is also called Satagopa Muni, since he drove out the Andhakara from the minds of man through his songs of Tiruvaimozhi. He was also known as Parankusha Muni and Vakulabaran. On the order of Ranganatha, Nammalvar sang the Samaveda in 1,000 songs. Nammalvar sang the Samaveda in 1,000 songs at Tiruvanmozhi in Tamil, according to the poetic rules. He sang Tiruvandadi, Periya, Tiruviruthan and Tiruvasiriyam. Madhurakavi Alvar. Next, Madhurakavi Alvar, Vainateya took the incarnation of this Alvar in the village of Tirukkollur, Tirunelveli district. He lived for some time in the northernmost part of the country and was attracted to the lustrous appearance of Nammalvar in the south. He came to south and became the disciple of Nammalvar. His contribution to the Divya Prabandham is the Kanninum Sirutambu, in which he has sung only about his Lord Nammalvar. Periyalvar. Lord Garuda took his birth as Periyalvar in Sri Villiputtur. Famous among the Alwars. From his childhood, he was very beloved to the Lord Narayana and worshipped him. And he spent his lifetime tending to a flower garden. He was childless but was blessed with an Ayonija, Andal. It is only through her Vishnu Chitra attained his glory in the field of Alwars. Periyalvar Tirumozhi is his Prabandha to the Lord, which begins with Tirupalnadu, which is sung mainly to pray and protect the Lord and his Divya Ayudhas away from all evils. Sri Andal. Sri Bhudevi took birth as Sri Andal at Sri Villiputtur with an extreme devotion and total dedication and love for Ranganatha. Periyalvar was the lucky one to adopt Sri Andal as his daughter. One morning when Periyalvar was watering the flower garden, as usual, he found a beautiful female child under a tulasi plant. He brought her home and brought her up with all care and happiness and glory. Her nakshatra is Puru Falguni, is her birthday, his birthday or her birthday is Andal Thiru, Adipuram, and she was dedicated and she preferred to marry only Ranganatha. Her famous songs comprise Nachiyar Tirumozhi or Tiruppavai. So, there is a Nalariyam Divya Prabandha classification and a number of them, number of works composed by the Alwars.